I gotta call him back. I gotta bring him out. I'm like, Marlon, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy.
Hold on, we about to go live. Let me see.
Call him back. Bring him out. I'm like, Marlon, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy.
Hold on, we here. We
I gotta
in
call him
there.
back. I gotta bring him out. I'm like, Marlon, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy.
Hold on one second. We about to go live. YouTube. Can you hear me? Let me see.
Yeah, I got you, but it's one E and an H at the end. Call him back. Bring him out. I'm like, Marlon, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy.
Ooh, y'all. What up, man? Two, we back.
Call him back. I gotta bring him out. I'm like, Marlon, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy.
Hold on. All right, let's do it, man. We're live on the YouTube. I know y'all miss seeing me with the hair. I had to chop it off, so we back. I know y'all like, who is this dude on the camera, man? But anywho, man, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Look, man, I got the family with me, man. It's going down, man. We going into a whole new year, 2023. Y'all asked me about the plays. Y'all want to know what's the number one play? How do I get my credit right? I'm trying to teach y'all about this business funding, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the credit king when it comes to the hacks, man. So I had to go get the fam. I got my homie Sheeta 3. Say what up to the people.
What's up, y'all?
Was good, man. I had to go get the reinforcements, man. So I'm a student tonight, man. I ain't really got a whole lot of teaching. I ain't got no slides, but I just wanted to bring the fam on because I know she got the sauce on how to do this credit stuff, man. These credit hacks, these travel hacks, going crazy, traveling for like what, $20?
Bruh, I can't spend more than like 10% of a trip now. So if you pay 10,000, I'm gonna pay less than 1,000. So go to the same place, better accommodations.
That's 10 racks. You can go for 1,000.
Yeah, if you pay 10, I'm gonna pay less than 10% or whatever you pay.
All right, we gonna break that down. Hold on, we ain't gonna let that pass by. That's a 90% savings.
Yeah.
Ew. Okay.
My motto is, if you could travel for less, you would travel more.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I can agree with that because I kind of was new to the travel game a couple years back, but once I started listening to how you was doing the plays and we kind of break some of that down, I started realizing like, dang, you really can like travel for less than $500. Like you can really have a nice, decent trip.
I've done it so many times now that like my family is like low key. They spoilt to it. They're just like, oh, you should just gonna make it happen. And I be looking at them like, there's a science to this, but once you crack the code, it's like,
yeah, I agree.
It's crazy. It's just, it only goes up. Like I start planning my trips now 4 or 5 months in advance, and once it's done, it's done. Like, all right, pay for. Like I'm picking where I'm going now, and it's just based on what I have and how I can maneuver. Because I don't like if I go somewhere, I like to feel comfortable. So you're not gonna catch me at a 2-star hotel scrounging. Nah, that's not gonna make for a really good experience. Right. So I like 3-star budget, 5-star accommodations, and that's how I pretty much am able to leverage all the credit perks and hacks that I know to get anything I want. I can give you an example, but first, anybody who don't know me, I'm just introduce myself real quick. I'm gonna introduce myself real quick. So my name is Rashida. I'm a school teacher. I teach 7th grade math as my 9 to 5 or 8 to 2, I like to call it. But everybody on Instagram and in life now in the credit space knows me as Sheeta 3. And I teach people how to use I teach people how to leverage credit to essentially, offset their lifestyle and offset their accommodations, essentially travel for free. Understanding how credit works has helped me tremendously. It's helped me to help other people. It's helped me to change my own life. I mean, I could say I've always been bougie on a budget. I've always been like a person who likes nicer things. I never like paying for it though. So once I realized how I could essentially always get it for free or always get it for less, because sometimes it's not free, but if it's 80% off, I'm with it. 90% off, I'm with it. I'm only paying 2%, I'm here. So once I figured that out, it was just like, why can't I do the things I want to do now that money's not an issue? And once money became not an issue, outside of that, I think most of them I'm going at least once a month somewhere. And it's normally on Amex or Chase or Citibank. Like it's on somebody else. It ain't on me.
Amex. Yeah. Now, did you hear about the whole Southwest situation?
So that's funny that you asked that.
What's up with that?
I literally have a reel sitting on this phone that I'm supposed to post.
Real.
And that whole situation comes down to a couple of things. I'm not going to talk about their back office system because it's a mess, clearly. But this is why I preach credit so heavy, because for people who paid with a debit card, they're super stressed on getting their money back and all these type of things, because debit cards provide no protections. They provide no insurance. When you pay with certain credit cards, depending on the credit card that you have, you're either going to get trip cancellation insurance on the credit card, trip delay insurance on the credit card that's already paid by the credit card, or trip interruption insurance. All three of those things typically come with the credit card once you book your trip with the credit card. So all of that stuff that's going on with Southwest, where they delaying trips and all of that stuff, if it happened to me and I was out there, I would be excited because I know I'm going to get overly compensated for all of the stress they're about to put me through, because I know how to navigate and I knew exactly how I booked my trip. So not only does Southwest owe everybody they just canceled money, you can also get reimbursed for your hotels. You can get reimbursed if they sent your luggage out, your luggage is lost, and you had to go and buy clothes at this point. All I'm gonna say is keep all your receipts. Keep all your receipts. Keep your receipts.
Keep them. You got to
upload it to them later, and they gonna reimburse you.
So basically, keep your receipt. Make sure you get the right. See, that's the thing too. Kind of give me some insight. Like, I know for me, travel card, the Amex Platinum, that's been like my go-to, right? But I'm realizing now that ain't really the play. I mean, the Amex Platinum is cool, but there's some other ones that give you some better perks. So can you kind of break that down?
So American Express is, that's like the creme de la creme. Everybody loves Amex for a couple of reasons. The reason why people love Amex the most is because American Express has a lot of partners. That's like
Amex.
knowing the plug. Yeah. I mean, let's pull them out.
Yeah. Pull them out. The Amex. I mean, yeah.
It's here something. All right, let's pull it out, right?
Yeah.
Go to the book.
You said that's creme de la creme.
Right? So American Express has a lot of partners. It's like knowing the plug. When you know, hold on, let's go.
Knowing the plug. I like that. You gotta some people gotta be introduced to the plug. Some people,
it's like when you know Amex.
Oh yeah.
It just goes a certain way,
Yeah.
So you got all right.
Yeah.
So when you got the buddy, hold it back. So when you essentially are setting up American Express, they have the most partners. That's why people love to use them for travel. So it's like knowing the plug that knows everybody. Like, all right, if I pull up and Johnny's there, Johnny knows everybody. Everybody rocks with Johnny. There's a connection to get through Johnny to get through everybody that I need. I need a marketer. I need a digital product maker. I need a videographer. I need a stylist. Johnny knows everybody, and he gonna hook you up. So Amex is like the hookup. It has the most partners out of all the credit card relationships. So that's why people tend to go American Express's way. On top of that, they also have the most luxury perks. So a lot of things that people pay for typically or think that they can't attain comes free with American Express Platinum card. So certain things that, people really don't think about And I'm gonna talk about it. And if I sound a little snooty, just bear with me, okay? I'm snooty sometimes when it comes to this type of stuff because I feel like you should never experience this in your life. I feel like it's traumatizing, and I think you should stop. All
That's
right.
a fact.
So when you're dealing with American Express, they cover two things that are essential. Well, three things that are essential to travel. The first thing is they provide you with a clear credit. Now you might not know what clear is, but if you do, great. If you don't, I'll explain it. So clear is an easy way to go through airport security without even showing ID.
Damn.
Typically, the clear line is going to be one of the shortest lines because you skip all the nonsense. That's $189 a year. Now, for most people, unless you travel a lot, it don't seem like something that you would pay for. If I didn't get the credit, I wouldn't pay for it. But because I know I have the credit card that gives me the perk or the credit, I'm going to go ahead and use that credit. Because if I don't use it, it's still there. So once you pay for clear, well, what happened is they will reimburse you.
Yeah. Yeah. And they give it to you quick. Like
quick, it's on the spot. You can get it done in 5 minutes or less. While your friend is still in the regular general TSA checkout, you are literally in and out the door. Now, the only other thing that will take a little longer is TSA pre-check. You cannot do that at the airport, but American Express will also pay for that. It's included in your annual fee for the credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's like what? That's $85. But I always recommend that you essentially get global entry when it comes to it, because global entry comes with TSA pre-check. So that's like if you're going out the country and you're coming back, that custom line is disgusting. I don't know if y'all been through it. That custom line is disgusting. It does not make you a good return.
I didn't experience it, man. I went my first out the country joint. I went to Jamaica, and it wasn't that bad coming through Miami. It wasn't that bad, but it did ease my mind to know that I had the global entry though.
Trust me. Yeah. When it's peak season, you're gonna be very happy. Before I had global entry, I was in customs line for like an hour.
Dang.
Because it depends on what airport you coming in, how busy it is, but you will thank yourself that you didn't waste that time in that line. It's traumatic. Now, next part of it, and also too, sometimes it come down to if you got a connecting flight, and that joint is long. You could miss your connecting flight. So then now you have those three things. That's $289 worth of your time back that essentially American Express gives you back for free. So that's why a lot of people like American Express, just for the perks it has: access to Centurion Lounge, access to the Delta Sky Club, access to the Priority Pass lounges. Because when I go to airports, I don't like sitting at the gate. I call that Gen Pop.
Yeah, Gen Pop. That's not cool. I mean,
it's not. They be sneezing over there, don't wipe their hands, no food, nothing. It's too much. It's traumatic.
They be sitting at the gate sneezing and coughing.
Bro, they be stressed.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Fighting over the charger ports. Oh my God, it's too much.
I can honestly say, like, I remember one time I went to the 10X joint in Vegas, and coming through the airport, coming back, it felt good to just go chill in the lounge, just post up. You ain't got to work, you kick your feet up, get some food, drinks is free. You like, man, this is VIP.
Just chilling, man. I'm telling you, like, the first time so my mom, when I travel with my mom now, she's out of control because now she'll look and she'll be like, we're not going to the lounge. I'm like, yes, I just got to figure out where it's at. Give me a second. Like,
word.
She gets spicy. Because now it's like, once you experience it, you're like, wait a minute. In my opinion, regular airplane food give you gas. So if you go to the airport and you go get food outside, next thing you know, that the plane smell because everybody ate all that gassy food in the front. And now you go to the lounge, you get your plate. You can sit down, you can relax. You got unlimited drinks. You can have some tea to settle your stomach. If you need to take a shower, you can take a shower. Like, it's so many accommodations that you don't really think you need until you're there and you're like, oh, I have access to this. Yeah, go enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Because
and I feel like you should always enjoy yourself. I feel like every experience should be a good one. So that's why I press it so much.
Yeah, that's big because see, that's the thing, like you say, when you traveling, man, you gotta have a level of comfortability, because I don't even know if that's a word, but
that
it's
is a
just
word.
that is a word.
You can
Okay,
add
I feel
ability
it.
to anything.
We got ability to anything,
Yeah.
comfortability all day long. You feel me? Nah, because the one thing, like I said, you know, just having access to them lounges, man, it's a game changer, man. Because I was a little skeptical, like when I first got the platinum, I'm like, dang, man, they hit me over the head for like $500-$600. But then when I start adding it up, I'm like, man, they giving me Uber every month, so I'm eating for free off of this card, and I'm riding for free if I travel, and I can go in the lounge and post up. I'm like, ain't that bad.
The annual fee for the American Express Platinum, if you actually leverage the card properly, is like 20%. Like it's a drop in the bucket to if you use all the actual advantages. Like it's $3,000 to $695 if you use all the advantages of the card. Especially if you include the sign-up bonus in the first year, it's well over $5,000 worth of rewards for that $695. So if you leverage it properly, you're actually winning.
Damn. Now help me break this down for me, Knight. With the travel plays, is it based on the card or is it based on the perks? And what I mean is, like, is there a good overall travel card, or is it a good Amex travel card, a good Chase travel card? What would you say is like, how do you categorize them, I guess? You know
it depends on how you navigate the travel world. So American Express is I put it like this. You can't have the platinum without the gold, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's a double duo. First, the reason is because the gold card is a multiplier. That's where you're going to get the most value for your points. You're going to get all the 4x the points, 3x the points. Those categories, you get them when you spend on the gold card. You do not get them for real when you spend on the platinum card.
Right.
But the platinum comes with all the luxury perks. So they come as it's like a partnership. Like you can't get one without the other. So it depends, like, all right, American Express, you should have in your wallet, in my opinion. Right. Absolute staple. If you want to get super specific, I wouldn't say go and get a whole bunch of their like Delta cards, Marriott, Hilton, and stuff like that. Right. But at minimum, have the platinum and go in your wallet, because then you can use those points for anything. Then you go to Chase. It depends on how you fly and how you navigate. If you're a super heavy United flyer, then I would say go rock with Chase. If you're a super heavy American Airlines flyer, I would say go rock with Barclays or Citi. It depends on how you actually navigate the points and miles world. One card that I love in particular that has a lot of flexibility, and it's an underdog card because it's less than 2 years old, the program itself. But the Built credit card, I got it right here. Ooh. The Built credit card. This credit card it's a personal credit card, so it's not business, but that credit card actually has a lot of relationships that American Express has and Chase has. It's coming up like in the race and as an underdog. So as far as understanding how to navigate and move around, that will be in my top 3. So right now, for me personally, for an everyday card that somebody should have, if you're like, yo, shit, I don't like annual fees, it's too much, I would say, first of all, relax yourself. The annual fee takes care of itself. But if you didn't, I'm gonna say go ahead and get you the Blue Business Plus, because you get 2 times the points for everything that you spend. There's no annual fee on that credit card, and it's a revolving limit. I would tell you get the Chase. I would get in the Chase family, either Sapphire. If you don't like annual fees, I would say get the preferred. If you don't care for them, like you won't mind having them, get the reserve. But getting that Chase Sapphire family, and then the last one will be the Built credit card, which has no annual fee at all. That's my top 3.
The Built joint, yeah, I like that Built joint. I remember when you had posted that joint. I was like, dang, for the perks that you get. I mean, for an everyday spend card, that's like, it's
a dope credit. I really only talk about cards that have great benefits. Like, there's certain credit cards you would never hear me talk about. They have the crazy part is they will have like crazy affiliate payouts, but the card is so trash that if I even talk about it, I'm making myself look dirty. So I only talk about credit cards that can help people. So I like the Built credit card mainly because it's the only credit card you can use, period, and pay a rent with it. And there's a lot of people who pay rent and pay no credit card fees to pay the rent. So you're actually getting a high spend on your credit card and then paying no fees, which normally say you end up spending about anywhere, depending on how much your rent is. It could be like $50 to $200, depending on how much your rent is. But if you pay no fees when you pay the credit card, now you're collecting points.
Mm.
You're collecting bill points, and there's 3 ways you could use them. You could use them for travel. You can use them to pay your rent in the future because you can use them like cash. So you could collect rent points to pay your rent. Or the last one is actually use it for a down payment for a house in the future, because they have a program like that where you stack your points up enough. And if you end up having $10,000 worth of points, they'll convert that to help you get a mortgage for your down payment. So your rent officially paid your rent, your travel, or your house. So I really only like cars that have benefits. I joke about this all the time, yo. And I say, I like credit cards that have 2-way relationships, meaning that it's a give and take. I don't like credit cards or financial products that's a one-way street, just like I don't like one-sided relationships. So if you're dating somebody and all they do is sit on the couch and play 2K, no offense to anybody who plays 2K, but if that's all they do, they never wash the dish, cook a meal, take out the trash, earn $1 in your house, and you're okay with that kind of relationship, you're a debit card kind of person. I can't do that. If you're okay with a dating a girl, and I don't know about you, but if you're okay with dating a girl and she does nothing, she don't cook, clean, scratch your back, comb your hair, nothing, she just take pictures and crop you out, then the debit card life is for you. But outside of that, that's not something I could really get with. I don't feel like people should torture themselves and be involved in type of situations.
Man, I can attest to that, because I know before I really was on my credit game, man, I remember specifically one time, like right when I had graduated from school, like 2013, I had to pay for something and I had to use a debit card. And I just remember, like, I was like, dang, man, this is like almost everything in my account to pay for this. It was a training. That's what it was. It was a training. And I remember thinking, like, dang, if I just had like an extra $2K, I could just put it on the car, but I ain't have it. My credit was trash. But I just remember thinking, like, dang, that could have helped the situation, you know what I'm saying? Versus paying with a debit card and basically wiping out your account all the time, which is not necessarily good, because we talk a lot about the bank relationships. They don't like to see negative days or you keeping, $20 in 30 days. They get real antsy when you ain't keeping no money in the account. So.
That kills that bank rating. Absolutely kills it. I want to see, there was a question in the chat. I want to answer this. Hopefully they still on Double L.
Yes.
How do you know if a credit repair company can get stuff off your report, or who do you recommend they can get stuff off? So I would go, typically I don't, when it comes to that, I mean, I have my own credit repair company, so I'm always going to plug myself in.
Right.
But when you're reviewing credit repair companies, typically what I'll do is if they post stuff and I see people comment on it about their service, I'll go and specifically ask them, how was your experience with that company?
Right.
So if you see somebody post something on a profile or on their page and you see a review, I try to find out or email that person specifically and say, hey, you dealt with this company, how were they? And get the review from the source. I'm always going to look it up, because a lot of people have had negative experience with credit repair companies. That's why I run mine a certain way. But I always go back and try to find who they dealt with if you're going to vet somebody up.
Yeah. And one thing I would say too, when you're looking at credit repair companies, look at their recent hits. Anybody could, get luck up and just get some deletions on some stuff that may have worked a couple of years ago. But if they consistently every month after month, they getting stuff wiped off files, or they, cleaning up stuff, then, they consistent with it. The consistency is the main thing, because a lot of the credit repair, they here today, gone tomorrow. So you just got to look at that like, okay, this person track record over the last 18 months is
kind of crazy. What I would say to you too is always ask how they do their disputing.
Yeah.
Like what methods they use. And if they start using some crazy methods, or they offering you like illegal stuff, like I had to save a lady the other day. She was like, I'm happy I spoke to you today, because tomorrow I had an appointment with a CPN lady. I was like, whoa. Chill, shorty, chill. And I was happy that we caught her before she spoke to her, because she said I was honestly teetering on getting that. So like, look at what they offer and what they're suggesting as well. Because one thing, CPNs are hella illegal. That's the best way to get yourself caught up is to buy a CPN and go ahead and do some fraud. how they do the disputing. Are they only using, are they advertising 24-hour deletions? Like that's not guaranteed. Like how are they promoting their credit repair? Because if they're promoting a certain way, that means they're doing certain things that could get you caught up. So it just really depends. For me, I never promise anybody anything because legally I can't. But I typically my clients see results within 3 to 6 months. And that's what I tell everybody who comes through my program. The first month is here and there. Second month, we be seeing some knocks, some hits. Third month, we'll like every third month, we see at least 40 deletions minimally. So it just depends on what they're telling you when they're having these conversations.
Yeah, and I agree to that. Like I always tell my clients, anybody, look, man, give me 60 days before you really press me. Don't, because a lot of people see the thing. I would honestly say, like, with credit repair as a whole, a lot of people feel like, hey, I'm hiring you to do this in like 2 weeks because everybody on YouTube and Instagram and everywhere else telling you to fix your credit in a week and a half. And then when you have to break it down, like, fam, it don't work like that. They're like, oh, word? Like, nah, it don't work like that, fam. Nah, we won't do no scamming.
It
do no scamming,
There are situations, I will say, like, business has been I've been fortunate enough to forge a lot of different collaborations to help my clients. So there are situations where some of my clients have seen great strides in 5 months. And then there are situations we have clients who, honestly, the fastest I've seen something knock off was a bankruptcy in 2 months. That's not typical.
Yeah.
So when she found out, when she got the letter before we was able to do the refresh, she called me screaming.
Yeah.
I was mad I didn't get the call like for a testimonial, like in the moment, because it was perfect. It was like a perfect, like, yeah, with the phone. Right. And that's not typical. So I don't promote it as like, oh yes, we knocking banks off in 2 months. Because the other ones took 7.
Right. And that's why I be telling people, like, I'll tell everybody, look, man, give me 60 days to kind of, get this thing where it need to be. Because the other thing too, and give me your thoughts, a lot of people don't realize, like, when you doing credit repair the proper way, you setting them bureaus up for a lawsuit.
Exactly.
You might get a bag off of, the right credit repair company. Like, don't try to rush them, and then you stepping over what my grandma used to say, you stepping over $0.25 to get a quarter. You know what I'm saying?
That's 100%. That's 100% fact. We had, honestly, I was talking to her. We have an in-house attorney that works with our clients, and they vet through our profiles to see which clients actually qualify for that type of disputing method. So it's very interesting. And I say this all the time, like I go for real impact. So a lot of the stuff when it comes to credit, people don't realize the dynamic. The fun stuff to me is talking about this, right? Yeah. This is the fun stuff. This is fun because you could leverage that report to go pay for your trip. I went to Vegas. I stayed at Bellagio with $500 night hotel. I paid nothing. Flew out there. Shouting. I paid nothing, right? That was because of this card, right? The next time I went to the Bahamas, it was 3 of us. We went out there, paid for 3 flights to the Bahamas. That flight should have been at least $425 a pop. So that's like what, $1,200 each. Ended up paying just the taxes and fees. So everything came up to like, what's 120 times 3? 360 for the flight. The hotel was free. That was this card. That hotel was a $400 night card. We was there for 5 nights. So that's $2,000 plus the $1,200. That's $6,200 that I ended up paying $300 for. $360 minus the food that we bought, because I done saved $6,300 worth of travel experience. So like this is the fun stuff. Once you crack the credit code, this is the fun stuff. Yeah. The issue is that we can't get to the fun stuff unless you get to the dirt.
That's a
the
fact.
Dirt is the report and what's been on it and what's been affecting you this entire time. So for me, like when we have clients who've been through identity theft, and there's been a lot of identity theft breaches, T-Mobile breaches, Equifax breaches, TransUnion breaches, Experian breaches, like all of these companies, Marriott, all of these companies have been having these data breaches.
Right.
those are opportunities for scammers, and they've been out here working. It's holiday season. Scammers work the hardest during the holidays. They've been out here working. They've been stealing people's identity. And it's like, okay, now you trying to go get a mortgage, trying to go get a house, trying to go get a car, you trying to go get a credit card or a loan for your business. You getting declined over accounts that's not yours, and you stressed out. Now with the wrong credit repair company, they gonna dispute that, get that removed, and you're gonna miss a bag. With the right credit repair company, myself, you're gonna not miss the bag. You're gonna get that removed, and you're also gonna be able to get compensated for your trouble. So it really just depends on who you get in the door. But I go for maximum impact. So I go for heavy collaborations. Who can help my clients the most? And if you're going through an identity theft situation, the ones I see and I like the most, which sounds horrible, are the ones where they were young. And your family stole your ID. It happens to people all the time. Your family dead up, stole your identity, open cable accounts in your name, cell phones in your name, cars in your name. And you 21 with a rap sheet that look 80 years old.
You done had bad credit. You 21, you had bad credit for like 12 years. Like, fam, this don't even math. The math ain't math.
I was pooping in diapers. What you mean?
That's crazy, yo.
I love those. I love when people come to me with that, like, yo, my uncle did this. I see your uncle did what? Amen. And they like, what? I'm like, man, we're gonna go ahead and take care of this. So when it comes to that, hopefully I answered your question, Double L.
Yeah. You got any more questions? I can't even see the chat. I'm on Zoom. I can't even see the joint.
I had split it because I figured that split it. Yeah, I have a YouTube thing over here, so I can at least see right in the chat.
Hey, say less, man. We multitasking this joint, man. but I honestly agree with you, because a lot of times, man, and it's good to see, now the consumer law experts and the people who preaching that come to the front, because really, man, I tell people all the time, man, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, they all private entities. It's nothing. There's no law that says, hey, I open up a new credit account, I got a mortgage, I got a credit card, it has to be reported to the bureau. There's no mandatory law that says that.
Yo, people, let me tell you something, yo. When I heard that the first time, I didn't believe it until I heard it from the mortgage broker's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when, like, people will listen, they be like, oh, that can't be true. And I'm like, yo, I literally heard the mortgage broker say, they're on the phone. I'm sitting with the phone on speaker. And they asked, would you like this to be reported to your credit report? I couldn't stop looking at the phone.
That's a fact.
I said, did they just ask you? And the thing is, though, I understood the law. I was reading the law. I've been dissecting it for the past like 3.5 years. Yeah. I've been studying it myself. I've been speaking with attorneys, speaking with consumer law experts. Like, I've been doing my due diligence, but it's nothing like actually witnessing it happen to cement it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact, because once you man, it's crazy. Like, once you know the game, the rules, and how things play out, it's just a matter of execution and knowing the strategies, man. That's why I be trying to tell people, like, a lot of times when you trying to fix your credit, or you're trying to build your credit, whatever you're trying to do with credit, man, just play the long game. Too many people preach hacks, tricks, stuff that it might work today, but tomorrow, now you got to find a new play. So it's like when you constantly chasing a hack, it really don't benefit you in the long run. But if you unless you're
the type of person to run it right away.
Right.
I'm a hack attack type of person. Like I'm always trying to find a way to get around something. But when it comes to your credit, look, like you said, the long game is it. I literally was on the phone with a client earlier today, and she's trying to rationalize how long it's going to take me. And I said, to be honest, you have a case, so you could try to skip and get this quick deletion, and you good today. Or we could go through this whole process, and you might get a check tomorrow.
Right.
Let's make it make sense.
Right.
This thing been killing you for the past 3 years. A couple more months and you ain't gonna die. You'll be fine.
Bam.
However, if things play out the way that our attorneys normally have it play out, that's a different look for you in 6, 7, 8, 9 months. That's a different conversation. You're gonna call me, yo, you screaming on the phone. You're gonna call me with a different tone because that's a different type of experience. So I tell people all the time, like, matter of fact, what exactly I said is patience.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue. You can move super fast and wrong or slow and correctly.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if you move correctly, I think who said that? Rick Ross?
I rather move. Yeah, it was Rick Ross.
Yeah, it was Rick Ross. Right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that is so true because you know, the platinum plays and the travel hacks and it's
gonna come. It's not going nowhere.
That's why I tell people, like, I personally, I could just speak from my personal experience. I went from the high fives to the mid sixes, bought a crib. I had I had a couple things going on before I ever even really was hip to, okay, this is how credit really worked for real. Mm-hmm. So it's like all them years of not having access to credit. And then it's kind of like, if you think about somebody who, let's say somebody haven't ate in like 3 weeks and you take them to a buffet, they're going to go crazy. But if you kind of, you ain't ate in 3 weeks, here go a sandwich, here go some chips. Then tomorrow we're going to give you another sandwich. We're going to fill your belly. So now when your belly full, you ain't out here making all these irrational decisions. You know what I'm saying? You could sit back and be like, nah, I don't think I want to go to buffet today. I think I'm going to just stick with the salad, the fruit bowl or whatever. And then now, a couple months later, now you eating steak and lobster, you eat steak and lobster. You feel me? But it's like, you can't go from nothing to Ruth Chris overnight.
That's 100% facts. That's 100% facts.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. So tell me this, man. Now I know with me personally, I'm more of a tell me what's your favorite type of card, right? I'm more of a cash back person, with like a sweet spot for a travel joint. So like for me, I got the Amex Platinum Business and Personal. And then all my other business credit cards and stuff like that is cash back. Do you prefer cash back or do you, what does it fit in your rotation, I guess?
So my rotation, I have cashback credit cards. They're not my top priority credit cards.
Got you.
So it really depends on, my top priority credit cards are points. Okay. I prefer points. I prefer points because they are way more flexible.
Got you.
Are way more flexible when it comes to how it can be used. So when you have a cashback credit card, that's all they give you is cashback.
Right.
When you got a card that gives you points, you can use it for cashback. You can use the points as cash, or you can transfer it to a partner and use it as travel money.
Ooh. Oh, break that down. Flexible. Travel money. Hold on. Whoa. Let's rewind that, fam. Hold on. Travel money? Like
travel money.
Okay.
So I compare, hold on. Somebody just asked in the chat for my contact info. So on Instagram, I'm known as Sheeta, SHEEAA, the number 3. I say it like that every time. That's just my thing.
Yeah, man.
So I'll put my IG in the chat for you real quick.
Yeah. Throw that in there, man. Y'all gotta hook it up with the fam, man. This ain't gonna be the last live. You already know. Yeah, I like that travel money. I like that. Cause then it's like basically that's the ultimate hack, really, if you think about it.
It is. So when you're looking at the cashback, right? So cashback is just what it is. It's cashback. Yeah. So you can use that cash to pay a bill. You can use it as cash. Sometimes they let you like take it out and dump it into like your checking account. But that's all it is, right? I just put it in there for you. The points, like actual points. So inside of most credit card portals, if they give you points, not cash or travel points directly, they give you points or reward points. So American Express calls it membership reward points. Chase calls it ultimate reward points. Citi calls it thank you points. If they give you points, you can use those points typically in their portal to pay for travel or to pay for items or to pay your bill.
Yeah.
So those are a couple things you can do with the points directly. Then if you use it for travel money, that means that those points can be transferred to their partners. Just like if I like to compare it to train stations. So I don't know if anybody's ever been to New York, but you got Times Square. I'm gonna use the most famous train stations. You got Times Square, Atlantic Avenue, and Penn Station, right? Times Square, a lot of trains run through Times Square. That's called Times Square American Express.
Yeah.
Penn Station, a lot of trains run through Penn Station. Let's call Penn Station Chase. And Atlantic Avenue, I'm going to go ahead and call Atlantic Avenue or Barclays Center the Bilt credit card, right?
Got you.
As long as that train stops there, you can get to any other train station or train in that station because you're at Times Square. So you got the A, C, and E train. That means that if I stop in Times Square, I can take the A train, C train, or the E train. Or the 7 train. If I stop in Penn Station, I could take the LIR. I could take the AirTran to the airport because that's what stops there. If I stop at Barclays, I could take the 1, 2, 3. No, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an R. There's a couple more, right? Because it stops there. So because those trains run through that station, you have access to them. Just like because that credit card has partnerships with those companies, you have access to those partnerships.
That makes sense.
That makes
a lot of sense. Because I mean, it's where you connect that, it allows you to get on wherever you're trying to go.
Exactly.
That make a lot of sense. Because I mean, like I said, for me, the travel game, I'm still learning it, man. So it's like
I'm still learning it.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, it's as things grow and as different partnerships grow, it's always evolution. Like I'm always going to be a student. So I know a lot. I could book you. I could look at just your point situation and be like, all right, you can go here. But things are always changing. So you always got to evolve and learn and grow as things change. So I'm always learning more. I'm always, as they updating these sites on what they offer, and I'm always on to tell y'all how you do this. And if I did this, what is this? And I'm always looking up more because I mean, I know what I know. I haven't traveled to every continent yet, every country I want to go to yet. But when I do travel, I can guarantee you I pay less than you.
That's a fact. And that's the start. I think a lot of people watching or, catching a replay, just kind of figure out your move first, because you kind of got to know, like you said, you got to know what connect to what to really navigate. A lot of people, they get on the first train and then they just ride that joint from Times Square all the way to Manhattan.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm a person that prides myself on transparency. My dad has had a JetBlue credit card since JetBlue was blue.
Wow.
This man don't even travel like that. So all the points and money he's putting on this JetBlue credit card is a waste because he could only use it to fly JetBlue. But if he had got a card that offered flexibility up front, my dad had over 120,000 miles off a regular spend within 3 years. And that credit card gives you 1 point per $1. So when you spend $1, you get 1 point. Do you know how much money he's wasted?
Yeah.
Because that's what he chose to do. Now, no offense to my pops, and I'm just telling y'all, he ain't listening to me. Oh, my dad older, he don't care. Oh, I fly JetBlue. He barely flies. And when he has to use his points, he cries about it. He be like, oh, it's so many points. I'm like, well, this is the life you chose. Because it's the life you chose, deal with the consequences. I don't want to hear it.
That's
but
the life
when
you chose,
fam. Off the bridge, you're like, oh, I want this car because I fly them a lot. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you, because I know you got your event coming up. So give everybody a quick rundown on the event, man. Because I think going into the new year, everybody, I'm preaching credit, man, and not even so much credit repair, but just understanding the game, man. A lot of people still they not tapped in. Break it down for them.
Man. I got you. So I've been thinking about this, and I'm hosting an event January 15th live in Brooklyn. All right. It's an in-person event. I love Zooms. I love YouTube. I love all of that, but I miss actually seeing and touching the people. Not inappropriately, but I miss seeing y'all. I miss seeing you guys. I miss like the energy in the room. Like it's just something special about it. So I'm throwing a live event like the second Sunday of the month, like January 15th, MLK weekend is gonna be live in Brooklyn at the Roulette Theater. It's down the street from the Barclays. It's called Play for Play. Now you could say here, what does that mean? I'm gonna tell you.
Play for Play.
Everybody knows what the Versus was. Right. The Versus was a great event or a great online platform that essentially formed during the pandemic. Swizz Beatz and Timbaland started it. They had going round on who had a better musical production or song during the time, right? They were going record for record. And it was great. People were home. It was a lot of uncertainty in the world. It was something that connected us back to the music and made us feel a part. And that was wonderful. The only thing that I felt that was off with that whole production, and no offense, was that they never took one moment in that time to actually share something with anybody that could have helped them financially. People that benefited off of the Verses were the artists. And that's cool and all, but in my opinion, they could have shared maybe a nugget or a gem with future artists coming up on how to maybe not get scammed out their contract, or a business, something small. It didn't have to be a whole production, but it could have been something simple. And I watched all the Verses, so I know what they were talking about. And it was not anything that would help the culture move on. So I said to myself, 1 billion people watch this Versus. Over 1 billion streams.
Damn.
What if you created an environment where entrepreneurs can have that same type of battle?
Right.
Always putting us against each other anyway, so let's do it in a productive way. So in this case, I came up with the concept of an entrepreneurship Versus, where you're going to go bar for bar, round for round, head to head, gem for gem. 2 entrepreneurs giving you their best plays that can help you in your financial future, depending on what they're talking about. So for right now, we have the first ever entrepreneurship Versus happening January 15th.
Damn,
it's me versus this dude named Dub Washington, who also does credit hacking. So he teaches something similar to what I teach. And people always come at me and say, yo, Dub better than you. Or they come at him and say, yo, she the 3 better than you. And I'm like, we're cool. But if you think so, I'll smoke him in the ring, though. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Intellectually.
You already know I got my money on 3.
Let's go.
Already.
So we're going back and forth, and it's 10 rounds, man. 10 rounds of pure gems, no fluff, straight to the source, man. Like it's really getting to it. We got an undercard because this is really a match. This is really a boxing match. We got an undercard. We got 2 people who do Airbnb and Turo, and it's hack your house versus hack your car. Which one is better? And they already been talking trash on the phone, like, man, I done sold my cars. I make more money at Airbnb. Oh, you ain't had the right cars. You ain't had this. You ain't had that. And they've been going back and forth. Like, I know a lot of people who want to get into these industries, but they feel like all they ever hear is the good part. They never hear the real gritty of what to do. So I'm providing an environment where you can't come in and motivate me to death. You can't come in and talk about your history to death, because you got 10 rounds to get straight to the source. Yeah.
You gotta get to it. Round 1, you gotta come with your heat.
Ding, ding, ding.
You gotta come with the bars.
They will throw a shoe. New Yorkers are brutal. They brutal.
New York.
Playforplay.com. PLAY4FOR play.com.
I'm gonna pull it up on the screen, man, so y'all get the visual, man.
We're going crazy.
Playforplay.com, and it's going down January 15th, 5:30. It said what? Roulette what's that? The Roulette Intermedium. So look, man, this is what I'm gonna do, man. Cause she the family. We're gonna sponsor some tickets, man. So we're gonna do general admission for anybody who comment below what your credit goal is. Business funding, personal funding. My bad.
You good.
My bad.
Water.
Yeah, I need some water. But dang.
Get some water back. I got you. I'll hold it down for you.
Hold on, man. I was trying to find. Here we go. She the 3.
Let's go.
Hold on. Dub Washington. I know Dub, man. I seen him on IG. Okay. Dub official. Dub. Okay. And then we got the undercard. My man Marlon. Turo Goat.
Uh-huh.
Turo Goat. So yeah, man. I'm a sponsor. We're gonna get a general admission ticket away, man. But you gotta comment below, man. What is your credit goal? You gonna fix your credit? You gonna get business funding, personal funding? What's your goal, man? Because like the thing about it, man, I notice the people who have the best success, they got a goal. They're not just winging it. You know what I'm saying? Would you agree?
Listen, if you don't plan, you plan to fail.
That's a bar. That's a bar right there. That's a bar. If you don't plan to fail. I agree with that because even I was just talking to the client earlier, man. We was talking about how we was able to help them get, the business funding. We did have, somewhat of a structure to how we went about getting it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like we was winging it. We was just figuring out banks as we went along. So, but yeah, I agree, man. Now I'm gonna give you I don't know. I don't really got too many plays, but I'm gonna give you one that I think you give me your play. Or no, I ain't gonna say give me your play because that's you
go ahead. Listen, I got plays for days, man. So you go ahead and you run your best play.
I'm gonna give you my best MS play.
I'm gonna sauce you back.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my best MS play, and you give me your a MS play. You think
I don't got MS plays. I got credit hacks, man.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an MS play. This is the one I like. Now, I'm not an MS guru. You gotta go to the GOATs for those, man. You gotta hit up, the people who really teach that. But one thing I do say with MS that I personally have done is when you open up bank accounts for like credit unions, specifically credit unions, they will let you fund the account with a credit card. Now, here's what you have to understand. You need high limit credit cards to do this. You cannot do this MS play with a 2K credit card.
It don't work the same.
It don't work the same.
You gave the top half to that, right? You gave the top half to that. Now I'm gonna finish that off.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have went first. You should let me win first because that's how I finish them.
Hey, go ahead. You got it. Finish
so you funded it. This is perfectly fine. Banks, some institutions allow you to fund your bank account when you first open it up with a credit card. And if you fund it with a high limit credit card, say 10 to 20,000, which is completely like the best option to do. Now you take that $10 to $20,000 and you open 3 more bank accounts with that same money and let it rotate for a year. Now you have 4 different relationships with 4 different institutions off of that same $10 to $20,000. So that now when your business has aged a little bit more and you want to get money with that institution, your bank rating, which is what every bank has, although they're not going to come out here and give you the data, your bank rating with that institution is going to be at level 4 or 5. It's not going to be at level 1 where you open the account with $50.
That's a fact.
So now you took the credit card, you funded your bank account, you funded your business bank account with that money, with that credit card, and now you put 15,000 in bank 1, bank 2, bank 3, bank 4. Now, when it comes time to actually get funding, maybe a year later, trying to get that line of credit, they're gonna ask you for what? Bank statements, and you got bank statements with bank accounts. They got $15,000 in at least in bank 1, bank 2, bank 3, bank 4.
Yep, that's how you run the play, man. I mean, that's my favorite because I'll be honest, man. I don't frequent all the stores that you really have to go to really be a manufacturer spending GOAT. I'm not doing all that. I mean, I don't knock nobody who do
that either, man. Like I said, we do credit hacks. We do the credit hacks of it over here. And when you understand credit, you don't even need to do all of that. Like once you understand how to leverage credit, especially in your business, like for example, for me, because I've been able to fix my credit and fully understand how to leverage my credit properly, I've been able to essentially get into businesses that I would have otherwise not have used my actual cash for. Right. So I've been able to actually leverage like the method you said, where I funded an account with the credit card and I took that same money that I funded the account with, and I went out about equipment that I could rent out now for $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Right. And that would have happened if I didn't leverage my credit properly, because I honestly would tell you this right now. I wouldn't have spent 17. I would never have gave him 17,000 cash for that equipment. I wouldn't have did it. But now I know I gave 17,000 cash. It cost me about $220 a month to pay on it monthly. And I make about $1,000 to $2,000 off of that same equipment. So cash flowing right now, I'm chilling. If I go ahead and say I'm gonna dump all my profit into this, I make my money back in a year and a half. Right. That's not a bad ROI.
That's an excellent ROI.
Excellent ROI.
And you got to realize there's no out of pocket.
It's nothing out of pocket. It's just, and I'm gonna be 100% with y'all. It's all about understanding your risk and being comfortable with that, and then understanding the industry. Now, I don't hop into stuff and just be like, oh, free willy-nilly. And that's why I'm having these events. And that's why I'm having this event where you can actually come out and see what people are talking about and why they're talking about it. Because I know when I go to conferences or events, I know I'm looking for a nugget, but I don't know where it's going to come from. You know, you go to a conference, they got 15 speakers. I'm going to listen to all the speakers and I'm going to feel it, like I'm going to get motivated. But I know I'm really going there for one piece of information. I don't go for the whole platter. I go for one piece. Like, what is it? Right. And I have to look for it. And I'm like, what if I didn't have to look for it? What if they just say, yo, this is what you should do if you're doing this? If you came here to understand how to fix your credit, understand how to leverage your credit, understand how to grow your limits, understand how to operate an Airbnb and Turo effectively. If you came here to learn this is what you should be doing. And there's no guessing to it. Yeah. So that's why we're going play for play. We're going round for round, bar for bar, gem for gem. And there's no fluff around it. If they fluff or give any type of motivational speech at all, I'm booing them off the stage. I'm going to come out from the back and say, get out. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Hey, man, that's real, man. Cause fluff is it's
a
not
lot.
cool.
It wastes your time. And I'm gonna be 100%. Why am I so pressed on the time? I'm having this event in New York. Other states, they a little bit more lenient when you have events. This place got a quick cutoff time. I got 8 hours to be in and out of there. New York is expensive. It's not cheap for me to get this theater. So I'm too honest, as people tell me. I'm too honest. So I don't have time for them to motivate you too much. If you know, come motivated. Come motivated. We're gonna give you the information. Come motivated. Yeah. I don't have time for them to fluff you to death. Because if you take too long and I don't get to kill my presentation, I'm gonna be tight. I don't have time for that. You got get to it. Get straight to it. Cut through all of that noise. Bar for bar, knockout. And if you think it's a good bar, you put up the bar. If you think it's fluff, put up the cotton ball. Throw their ass off.
Now let me ask you this: Is it gonna be like it's not like a judge situation, right? Like they don't have judges, do you?
It's just like a versus, man. We just not going to get records, man. Like I don't care about the music. I mean, the music is cool. Music got me through some dark times, but it ain't help me financially. No offense.
Nah, it ain't really get me. Yeah. Nah, music ain't really. Nah, I can't. I agree with you on that. Nah, so bar for bar, play for play, January 15th. And it's crazy because that's MLK Day, right? Or close to it, right?
weekend. That's his birthday. That's why he had a dream you was there.
Okay.
He had a dream. Playforplay.com. Y'all listen.
Play for play.
I will say this: it's in New York. It's in the cold season in New York. Yep. So I did have to think logistically if somebody couldn't come out. Mm-hmm. What we were able to offer was a live stream option. So if you are unable to come out, all you gotta do is go to playforplay.com, go to get your tickets today. And what will happen is it'll give you the live stream option and you can watch it from the comfort of your home. But we had to make sure that it was available for you to have access to, and it wasn't like a grainy picture. And it's dead a boxing match. Like if you think that this is not a boxing match, this is dead serious right here.
Word.
Straight up boxing match.
Yeah, we got some heavy hitters, man. Because
my girl Gigi, she be killing it. My girl Gigi, killing it, man.
Airbnb, meet the host. You got Prada.
My man Prada's hosting it. I mean, it's only like it's the only way to start the year is by getting, getting in the room with people who are doing what they say.
It's definitely gonna be the one, man. So if you in the tri-state and you're not here, don't come on Sheeta 3 IG talking about Sheeta, I need a play. You had to play. You had to play. You had the chance.
We had
January 15th. Be in the building, man. Don't miss out. Like, don't be them people who on the outside, like, yo, I was gonna go, but nah, man. You hearing it first, man. January 15th, man. It's going down. Brooklyn, New York. That's where Brooklyn, New York. Okay.
Downtown. It's literally down the street from the Barclays. So if you go into the Nets game, I'll suggest you take a left because they pay the players. They not paying you.
That's a fact. Shout out
That's
to Kyrie.
the part that I want everybody to understand. Stop entertaining situations that do not financially help you. I love entertainment. I went to the Usher concert in Vegas. It was a glorious time. I did not pay for that though. I do not entertain situations too much that do not actually help me financially, spiritually, mentally, or emotionally.
Yeah.
If it's just to entertain my eyes for the present moment, but out of it, I got nothing. Now, if you a sports bettor, I get it. You know what I mean? Like I seen people come up on the sports bet. But if all you're doing is consuming this entertainment, figure out a way to now make the entertainment pay you.
That's a fact. And I even I give you a play to where it's free. If you got the platinum card, well, it's not free. Let me take that back. Because how I found out about this was I went to LA for my birthday a couple years back. And if you got the platinum, it's the platinum card, the Delta Platinum, business or personal, and there's one more card. I can't remember. I know the platinum card this works. You can go to a Laker game and you can go to a Nets event. Now the way it works, you can get access to the American Express Lounge in Staples Center and Barclays.
And Barclays. It's a separate entry.
Right. So, but with Barclays, it's actually better because you can go to concerts and plays and everything at Barclays. At the Staples Center, you can only go to Lakers games, LA Kings, and Clippers. Mm-hmm. So all you have to do is get a nosebleed ticket or like a cheap ticket to the game. You have to get a ticket to the game. This is the play. Again, playforplay.com. You feel? Playforplay.com. But if you get a ticket to a Lakers game, Clippers game, Nets or whatever, and you go to the American Express line, you just show your card. If you get there early enough, if they got seats, they'll let you in. Now, the food is not free. The food ain't like the airport joints where you get the free food and the drinks. But you can go in there, post up, take your little IG and your pics. You can flex and, then you can walk down the block and get some more plays from playtoplay.com.
That's it, man. So that's what's happening in the beginning of the year. Like, these are things that, and to be honest, one thing I learned throughout my entrepreneurship journey, and one thing I learned throughout even this credit journey, is that you know what you know, but you don't know what you don't know.
That's fact.
I say that to say this. I've been in rooms where I was maybe the smartest person in the room. I've been in rooms where I was not the smartest person in the room. And I enjoyed the rooms where I was not the smartest person in the room a whole lot better where I was, because it always gives you room to grow. And what I also know is that the more rooms I got in and the more people I got around, my capacity for growth grew. Yeah. I met new people. I was able to network and build with new people. I've created relationships with people that I built and met in rooms. The reason why I'm even on social media as I am is because of people that I met in rooms. The reason that I have the impact that I have is because of people I met in rooms. And I can go all the way back to when I was in college and I was going to decide if I was going to play overseas, play in Europe, because I played collegiate basketball, or if I was going to go get my master's degree. And it's because I was the athlete who always asked or volunteered to speak at the school events on behalf of the team when it came down to actually finding a scholarship for grad school, because I didn't want to pay for it. It was because they always saw me in rooms doing my thing. Why they said, you know who has a scholarship? Dr. Clark. Go right over there right now. Before I got over there,
Damn.
they said, oh, we were expecting you. Booked my interview the next day. I was late to the interview because I was working.
Damn.
At that point in time. And I thought it was Wednesday. The interview was on Tuesday. And they called me. I went there and I had the job on lock because the person spoke so highly of me on the phone that I got the job regardless. And that's because I was in a room. That's a free room. This is before I even got into entrepreneurship and really started opening businesses and navigating the credit space before I did. So I understood the whole thing about getting around people and letting people know who you are.
That's a fact.
So
you gotta get in the room.
This is a room that you want to be in because you don't know. And I say this a lot. I don't argue with people who don't want to grow with me. I'm going to get into a room with people who are growing.
Yeah.
So I don't have to sit here and say, oh, my family. I told you I joke about my dad. My dad been doing it. I've been telling him this for years. I don't fuss with him. I don't fuss with him at all. Because I have people in a room that when I say like, yo, we want to go on a trip. Everybody like, yo, I got my points. Let's go. Ain't no fussing for that. Ain't no, oh, well, I gotta wait till the 3rd of the month. I'm cool on that. Nothing against it, but I was able to grow into different rooms and meet different people who can now essentially help me grow as an entrepreneur, grow as a person. And it's all because I paid to get into certain rooms. So for your audience, y'all, listen, just for your audience, when you get your ticket, if you're in the tri-state area, if you fly out or drive out, I suggest you come to the event because there's no fluff to this event.
Yeah.
I will use the code SHEDA3, SHED as in David, AH3. All right. It's going to give you 20% off in person and virtual. It's going to give you 20% off in person and virtual. And I know we're talking about sponsoring a ticket. It's going to give you 20% off in person and virtual. All right. I don't want to give people any excuse why they can't come in at all. I suggest you get VIP for a couple of reasons. The first reason is VIP is fully catered. It's going to be some good food up there. It's fully catered. It's open bar. Damn. It's going to be nice up there. The VIP also gets the replay for free. So if you get too saucy up there, you got the VIP. You got the replay to go back and watch. I already know. It's sponsored. It's going to be a good time up there. The food is busting. The caterer who does my event, she also caters for the mayor of Newark and the mayor of a couple towns in Jersey. So she does her thing. All right. That's another person I met in the room. I'm able to actually leverage our relationship now to host my event. Right.
Yeah.
What else? The biggest part of VIP is one lucky winner in VIP is also going to get raffled to win a mentorship. So either Mines or Dubs, Gigi or Marlon's mentorship is going to be in play to see who actually will win that, because you're really one mentorship away from reaching your goals. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
It happened for me and it can happen for any of you. So that's that. It's going to be a super dope event. Like I said, it's going to be very powerful because it's going to set the tone for how people actually come out and have you come out and get entertained. I don't need a star lineup. I just need people who know what they're doing and can explain what they do and teach you exactly what they do and get what they are. I don't need the headliners. I just need people who get straight to the source.
Get straight to the source, man. So when y'all come out, man, be prepared to learn, be prepared to take notes. And most importantly, man, you know what I preach, execution, man. We ain't doing a whole lot of talking. We ain't gonna talk you to death. We ain't gonna fluff you, but you gotta lead with the game plan, man. So playforplay.com. Any last words you want to get a family sheet before we get out of here, man?
Listen, playforplay.com. Use a promo code SHEDA3. Listen, no fluff, straight to the source. I don't know how else to say it, man. I'm just excited. I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited for y'all.
Yeah, man.
And y'all gonna have to come bring this black man named Dub Washington some moral support, because after I kill him at the round 2, I said I'm giving him to the 3rd round before they're gonna say down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Down goes Frazier.
Yeah, he got children. He got a wife. I gotta make sure this man is confident when he get back to Atlanta. So y'all gonna have to come bring him some moral support for the destruction I'm about to do. But it's a competition. So don't think that it's gonna be super. It's a competition. It's a whole competition. It's It's getting saucy. And just for New York spirits, I don't know if you remember the artist Mims.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming out. He's been heavy into the financial literacy space and the credit space.
Okay.
He gonna come out and do a performance for us, get us all wrapped out. Cause this is, y'all want some edutainment, here you go. But I'm gonna give y'all the source first.
That's a fact. Yeah. I mean, entertainment is cool, but lead with the plays, man.
Let's
come
get to
for the plays. Don't come to be listening to rapping, and then a month go by and you ain't did no plays. We're gonna be
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna make you do a play in front of me.
Damn. That's what I'm talking about.
You
gotta do the play right now.
Right now.
You lead the
I'm
building.
walking around. Seventh grade style. Where your homework? Let's go.
Well, look, man, you already know I got my money on 3. Say less. You already know. I already got my money on 3. Hey, Dub, my brother.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna need you to say that one more time. I'm talking about shit today.
Look, man, I got my money on 3.
One more time for the people. One more time.
Hold on, man. I got the money. Look, man, play for play. I got my money on 3. You better believe it, man. 2023. You already know. Look, man, January 15th. If y'all not in the building, I'm gonna put it like this, man. We're gonna have to. If you don't come to the event, 2023, you just got to sit on the sideline, man. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just that real because look, man, you got the opportunity to get in the room, like she just said, you get in the room with people who can teach you the Turo game, show you the Airbnb, give you the credit plays to get the Airbnb and the Turos. I mean,
everything's calculated.
You gotta sit on the sideline, man. I'm sorry.
It gotta make sense. Everything's calculated,
man. Yeah. If you can't. It's one thing if you didn't know, but you can't say that now. We live. We live. You feel me? So, look, man, no excuses, man. 2023, we gotta make it happen, man. So, Sheeta, I appreciate you, fam. This ain't gonna be the last live, man. We got to do some more of these. But playforplay.com, y'all make sure y'all get your tickets, man, before January 14th. Don't be the person who book on the day of. Stop that, y'all. Get your ticket today.
It's in Brooklyn.
Yeah, man. Brooklyn, New York. Playforplay.com. They got the Turo plays. They got the Airbnb, the credit plays. You got the host, Prada. He coming with the plays. He probably got some stuff he gonna bring out.
He's spicy.
Man, you just gotta be in the building, man. It's gonna be extra spicy. Yeah. You just gotta be in the building. But yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here, family. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. That's first and foremost. Subscribe. I don't even have to really say that, but make sure y'all like this video, man. And I'm gonna put a link in the description too to Sheeta YouTube. I'm gonna put a link to the YouTube. I'm gonna put a link to our IG. Y'all make sure y'all follow her on IG, TikTok, all the social media handles, man. It's the family right here. So we'll be back, man. But until the next one, man. Next live. Sheeta 3. All right, y'all.
Man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate